guys, is to apply for kindergarten. Before, immediately you just know you're pregnant, start applying for kindergarten. That is something I'll tell many people. Don't wait until you give birth, then you start applying for kindergarten. When you know you're like 6 months pregnant, or let's say 5 months pregnant, you have your mutter pass already, you can just go and apply for that kindergarten. Because getting kindergarten in Germany is really, really hard. If you find one, then you're very, very lucky. Many people stay even 2 years, 3 years, they don't find kindergarten. But in Africa, daycare, they're everywhere. But here it's hard. So guys, welcome back again to another new video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what you need to know before you get pregnant in Germany. Or if you're pregnant in Germany, you can still watch this video. And for everyone who is about to come to Germany as a woman and you prepare to get yourself pregnant, it will be in the next future. We don't know when, it can always happen. So these are the things I'm going to tell you so that you get prepared for it. So the first step is that when you get pregnant, first of all, immediately you test and you find it's positive, you have to consult your Frauenarzt, that is the OBGYN. You have to find one, and then you tell them on the phone you just did a test and the test is positive. And then after doing that, they're going to make an appointment with you. And because they want to check everything, they want to do all the checkups, the ultrasound, everything. They want to do everything with you, all the checkups from the day you start. So after your doctor has confirmed that you're pregnant, you're gonna get your Mutter Pass. There's a book I'm gonna show you later. There's a book you get, it's called Mutter Pass, and they document everything about your pregnancy. Every journey is written in that book of the pregnancy. Every ultrasound they write everything. If the baby has some issues or is not well or is healthy, they write everything. So after that, you're gonna choose a hospital where you wanna give birth to your baby from, and then and if you want this, your Frauenarzt to be the one who will be doing the delivery, so you also have to choose that. So for me, like when I was giving birth to my son like 4 years ago, I chose my Frauenarzt to be the one who will be doing anything, the delivery and all those things. So he's the one who did the CS for me. So, and the other thing that we need to know is you need to find a Hebamme, like a midwife, in case you have any issues. In case you have any issues, this your Hebamme is the one who's going to come to your house. She's the one who's going to come to your house even after giving birth. She's the one who's going to be measuring the child's weight and telling you if the child is doing well or not, because you cannot be going to the doctor all the time after giving birth. There's something, okay, you have to go to the first checkup. They do some things, I don't know what they give the kids at first, I forgot everything, but after going to that checkup, the first one, the Hebamme now, this midwife has to come to your house, and she has to see if the child is growing on well, and she has to give you some suggestions, what you need to do good, what you don't need to do, and all those things, you know. Yeah. After getting the Mutter Pass, you maybe, let's say right now you're on your 7th month of your pregnancy or the 8th month, the hospital is you're gonna call the hospital, they're gonna contact you. I don't know how you did it, but I think I called them and I told them I'm about to give birth in April, and they told me I should come maybe on this, I think it was on the 7th month. That's when I went to the hospital just to do the pre-registration. They need to have all the information in case right now at that point the water breaks or anything happens, so they just take you and deliver your baby. You don't need to have stress again, you did not register the hospital, you know, such things. So this is the another thing you really need to do. On your 7th month or your 8th month, you really need to contact the hospital so that you can pre-register. So another thing I would like to tell you, in Germany, once you have insurance, and let's say, for example, most of us have public insurance, gesetzliche insurance. That means you don't need to pay the hospital when you have a baby. You don't need to pay even the CS. Everything is covered under your insurance. So don't be scared. Oh, am I going to pay this? Am I going to pay that? What if I stay in the hospital for these days? No, your insurance is fully covered. It's going to take care of everything. So, and when you're in the hospital, let's say you've given birth to your baby, the next step they have to do is you have to stay in the hospital for at least 2 to 3 days. Meanwhile, they'll be checking on the baby. If they find anything that is not supposed to be, they're going to send you to another hospital for another child checkup to be sure. And that is something you have to do. and they're gonna check everything, diabetes, if the kid has diabetes and all those things, and they're gonna inform you. And before we forget, there's some things you need to carry to the hospital. First of all, you need your muta pass. Let's say when you go to the hospital right now to give birth, not to pre-registration, but to give birth now because your water broke or you saw bleeding, you need your muta pass, you need some bags, hospital things with the baby clothes. But actually, you're not going to use those baby clothes. Maybe the day you're going to take the baby home. But while you're in the hospital, they have clothes for the babies. You're going to be given those clothes and pampers. You also don't need to buy any pamper number 1 or number, let's say you're going to buy number 2 when you go home, but you don't need pamper number 1 because you're gonna get everything the first 3 days in the hospital, and by the time you go home, pamper number 1 is already small for your baby. So those are the things you need to know. Like for me, I stayed 3 days in the hospital, then I was admitted because of my son had some issues, and then by the time I came back from the hospital 1 week later, the pampers were already too small, the clothes are already too small. So you need your nursing bras, you need your slippers because you're gonna take shower, and you're gonna need your slippers because, right, for example, in Germany, the hospital, you're gonna be sleeping 3 of you in the same room. It's a very big room, but you're gonna be 2 or 3 people in the same room who have given birth. So that means you're gonna be sharing all the, and you know most of the people are bleeding on all those things. So you don't wanna step on those things. I don't know if it's disinfected or not, but just carry your slippers, your soaps, and everything. And like I said, the baby clothes too, and what else? Yeah. So the most trickiest part now is after giving birth to a baby. They're gonna come now and give you some papers, or they're gonna tell you to go to the main office where they register people when they come, and you're gonna take some papers. You need to fill those papers because it's a paperwork thing in the hospital. You have to do that thing, and then after doing that, you're gonna be, let's say you're gonna leave the hospital now to go with your baby. The first thing you need to do, the first 7 days, you need to register your baby in the rat house. What do you call rat house? Where do you register? I forgot the name in English, but you have to register baby in the rat house. I guess many people in Germany, they know what rat house is. You have to go to the rat house the first 7 days and register your baby. And in that 7 days, you're supposed to have a birth certificate. With that birth certificate, after getting that birth certificate from the rat house, then you can apply for your maternity leave. Because you're gonna need to send the copy of the original birth certificate to your boss, and so that they can change something there in the pay slip. They're gonna, before it was 0, they're gonna put 0.5 or 1, and then you also have to send a copy of the birth certificate to the AOK, your insurance, so that they can also put your child into your insurance. And also, where do you send the birth certificate also to? Let's say, for example, you can also apply for the passport with that birth certificate, and also you're going to be given a tax number. Very, very important. Every child needs a tax number once they've been given birth from, or once they've been registered in the rat house. And with the maternity leave, you can apply for, let's say if you're married, you can apply for 12 months. As a woman, you can apply for 12 months. They're going to be paying you 65 to 67% of your salary, of your netto, that is the salary. And it's not too much money. It's not too much, yes. That's why you just do for that 12 months. And if your partner is working, you're good to go with that money. It's not bad. But if you're a single mother and earning that and only kindergarten, yeah, it's kind of tricky. So, and then if you don't want to apply for 12 months, if you're a single mother, like I said, you can apply for 14 months. You have a right of 14 months if you're a single mother. And there's a way you can apply the maternity leave for 3 years. And then they pay you, maybe let's say in between, like today, this month they pay you, the next 3 months they don't pay you, and the other following. So that's how they're going to be paying you the maternity leave. If you apply for a longer time, they must not pay you every month. But that is up to you. But like for me, I was alone, and I needed that money for 14 months. That time when I was having my son, I was alone. And yeah, I knew after that 14 months and I was going to go back to work. And the first thing that is very, very important, guys, is to apply for kindergarten. Immediately you just know you're pregnant, start applying for kindergarten. That is something I'll tell many people. Don't wait until you give birth, then you start applying for kindergarten. When you know you're like 6 months pregnant, or let's say 5 months pregnant, you have your muta pass already, you can just go and apply for that kindergarten. Because getting kindergarten in Germany is really, really hard. If you find one, then you're very, very lucky. Many people stay even 2 years, 3 years, they don't find kindergarten. But in Africa, daycare, they're everywhere. But here, it's hard. So guys, I hope I did not forget to tell you anything about having a child here in Germany for the foreigners. And if I forgot something, kindly remind me also in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I love you all. Bye bye.